Well, I picked up this frame, a long time ago at a car boot sale, and that's always the place, I think, to get frames from. Good quality frame as well. And I want to put a picture like this one that I printed off onto it, but I want to do it in a different kind of way. I want it to look a bit like an oil painting at the end. Now I need to put this glass somewhere safe because you know me, I am likely to break it, as I've done in previous videos. I might use that board again, and I certainly might use that backing board again. Now I want this picture in this frame, but I want to put it on a piece of wood. So I want to transfer that onto a piece of wood first. Now I'm going to be using a piece of plywood for this because it's nice and thin, and also it should take this image quite well. Now there is a border going around this, so that will include that border. So I'm going to cut this bit down and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Now that's all cut down to size, what I'm going to do is go along this and take off any splintery bits, and then also give the front a sand, just in case there's any oil or anything like that on here that's going to prevent that from transferring over. And now I'm going to brush the dust off that, make sure that I've cut that right so it'll fit on there, and it will. Brilliant. And now I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I've found the Mod Podge works much better for this, much better than just straight PVA glue. And now on the top of this, I'm going to paint a nice even layer, not being too skimpy with it. I don't want to not have enough. Making sure I cover everywhere. I'm going to add some texture and things to this afterwards. That's nicely covered now. And now I can put my image on by doing the taco effect on it, and you can still move your image about a little bit at this stage. Slightly press that down like that so it's in place, and then get my roller. I'm not going over this too hard. I want to make sure everywhere's touching that Mod Podge. That's on there nicely now, nice and firm. And then the next thing I do is I take a mister bottle and I just mist over it a little bit like that, and then put that to one side and let that dry completely on there. Clean up my mess, and then I'm ready for my next stage, which is going to be the frame. Now, before I go ahead and start work on this frame, I'm going to cast some of these pieces. Now, I want to make this quite a classical frame. I've had this mould ages and ages. Someone sent it to me, which was really kind of them, and I haven't used it. So I'm going to see if I can use it on this and see what it will come out like. Now, I'm going to have to make quite a few of these because I've only got the one mould, and I'm going to use resin-crete because it's always really quick. And it'll cure really quickly. I've got my resin-crete mixed up, and all I now need to do is pop that into this mould. And this is going to be very fragile because there's some really thin bits on this mould. So what I'm going to do is make sure this is fully dry or cured before I try and demold it. So I'm going to put it in my curing box probably for about 2 hours. If it breaks, it breaks and I demold it. We can always still glue it on, it don't matter. Oh, I might not use it even once I've done it. I might not like it. And while those two pieces are drying, what I'm going to do is give this frame a sand down to get rid of any of this dirt, and also to allow it so it's got more grip when I go to put glue anything on this. So the resin-crete didn't work. What I'm going to do is use this epoxy sculpt and see if I can get it to work. Now, I've had this a long time. All you do is you mix equal parts of A and B together. That's about equal. Until you've got it really mixed up well. Then you leave it to cure as normal for 24 hours. Or you can stick it in your curing box. I would imagine that'd speed it up considerably. So that's definitely mixed now. And what I'm going to do is push that into this mould. And what I'm doing is pushing that into the mould like that. Yeah, and that's moulded quite well. Only trouble is it's not very neat. Push that down really hard, and then maybe I can skim that off. Let's see if I can smooth it over a bit better with a bit of water. Oh yeah, that smooths over much better with a little bit of water. So I'm going to fill those up like that, let it cure, and then see if that'll work better than what I was using. Well, these ones worked out really well, but they're a little bit small, I think. So what I did was I ordered some more moulds, and these will always come in handy. And these are slightly larger. And I ordered some even larger ones, but I think these are too large, but they'll come out well for other projects, that's for sure. And with these slightly larger moulds, I'll be able to use resin-crete with them, which will be a lot quicker curing and also a lot easier. I mean, that's miles too big, look, that one. I'm going to cast these ones now using resin-crete in exactly the same method as I did before, and then we can have a look at those. Well, that's all nice and dry now, and that should be ready to come off. And this is the bit that takes a little bit more time. All I'm going to do now is spray that paper down with some plain water and leave that to soak in for about 5 or 10 minutes. That's been soaking long enough now for that paper to be wet, and all you need to do now is remove the paper from your piece of wood using either your finger, and if you don't want to use your finger, you can use one of these naturally, I think this is coconut fibre, this sponge, and you keep doing that until all the paper has gone. You can feel it a little bit better with your fingers, and if you need to wet it a bit more, then just give it another spray. And look at that, see, that picture is under there, you can see it already. Now, I've got a video on how I made a sign for craft shows and things like that using this technique. I did it quite a while ago, and that works out really well and people love it. When you think you've got it all off, just give it another quick spray and leave it for a couple of minutes, and then gently go over it with your fingers, and you'll find that there will be bits that you actually have missed. I've got all the paper off there now, and it's a matte finish, but obviously once we have finished completely, it'll have a gloss finish and it'll bring out those colours a little bit more. There's all the paper. Now what I'm going to do to make it look more like an oil painting is, I've got this structure gel, and this dries clear, and it's for adding structure to acrylic paints and things like that. And all I'm going to do with this is take a brush, dip it in the structure gel like that, and then start painting it on the animals and all over in the direction that I think the paint would have gone if it had been painted. I'm not doing it all really neat because I want it to look like brush strokes. Not on fairly heavy, and I'll go over the whole picture until I'm happy with what I've got. So the first coat of that has dried now, and you can actually start to see the brush strokes in there. But I now want to put a second coat on to thicken that up and to give it that bit more texture. And what I'll do is I'll allow that to dry, and we can have a look and see if there's any areas that need a little bit more, or if we're happy with what we've got. See, I'm putting these on in random strokes rather than doing all one way. And this should give it a glossy feel, a glossy finish afterwards, but I am still going to seal it. Well, those two layers are dry now, and all I have to do is go over this with some varnish, and this is a gloss varnish I'm using, and I'm going to give it a coat of that, make it even more glossy. It should look like quite an old print. We'll let that dry, and then I'll show you what that looks like completely dry. Now the picture's finished, what I'm going to do is, this is the border that came with that frame, so I'm going to now mark this out and recut it so it fits this bigger picture. There we are. So I've got those bits marked out, and now I can cut that down using quite a hefty knife actually this time. And then this will be done ready for when the frame is finished. And I'll keep that because I might use that again for something else. Well, border's all cut out now, and that fits on there really well. And I think once the picture gets put together, that will make that pop that little bit more. It's all dry now. You can definitely see the texture in all that as well. It looks much more like a proper oil painting. So now we just got to wait for those bits to dry, and then we can get on with the frame. These have demolded really, really well and very, very easily. I made extras in case I break some, because I might. But they're all nice and dry now, and this is how I'm going to put them on the actual frame. Now, the easiest way I've found to stick resin-crete or plaster to a frame is stick it using plaster. And I don't want this smooth edge to this frame, so what I'm going to do is mix up a little bit of resin-crete, a little bit thinner than I normally would, and then using a palette knife, I'm going to put it on so it gives a bit of texture, and then push these in. I'll show you what I mean. So I've got my resin-crete mixed up here. Now what I'm going to do is put a layer of it like this on here, and then that will absorb into the resin-crete and into the wood and give it a nice fixture. And it will also prevent this from being just a plain flat surface, which is really what I don't want. And I'm doing all this by eye, because why wouldn't I? This isn't going to take too long to dry. This will be dry within about an hour because it's such a thin amount I'm putting on. And I've only mixed up a little bit of resin-crete because I don't want it curing in my pot and then wasting it. I only mixed up about 25 grams of it to start with. This I want hanging over like that. More on there, I think. And now I'll let that cure, and while that's curing I can just turn that round like that and do this end. Well, that's nearly dry now. All I'm going to do is go along the edges where I may have some little bits that have run, take those off using a baby wipe, and these should be nicely stuck on there, which they are. I'll give the rest of it about another hour before I go ahead and finish it off and paint it. Well, this is all dry now, and what I'm going to do is go over this and seal it all first before I do anything else with it. And I'm going to be using the J-Diction matte sealer. It's designed for resin-crete. I'm going to give it 2 coats of sealer because I want to make sure that it's really well sealed before I go ahead and do the next stage. This is all sealed and nice and dry now. What I'm going to do is give it a couple of coats of white acrylic paint. I'm going to water this down a little bit to make it easier to go on. And now using a soft brush, I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole frame in this, giving it 2 coats. Well, that's now painted. I've given that 3 coats of white, and I think that's come out really well. Now what I'm going to do is heavily dry brush it using some gold acrylic paint. So all I'm doing is dipping my acrylic paint in to my pot, knocking it off, and then going over it quite heavily with this gold paint. That will really start to bring out these beautiful designs. So I've got that covered now as much as I want to in the dry brushing. Now what I'm going to be using is this gilding wax. It's non-tarnish wax gilt. I've had this bottle years. And all I'm going to do is rub some on a brush and then rub some across it as well. Darken off bits, catch some low lights in here. Well, now that's all on there, all I'm going to do now is take a soft cloth and give this a bit of a polish over where I've put that wax. There we go, and now all I have to do is put the picture back in it, and then I'll show you what it looks like finished. Well, there we go, it's all finished now. I absolutely love how it's come out. It really does give it quite a regal finish. I know it's probably not for everybody's house, but I love it, and I'm going to put it up now and show you what it looks like on the wall. There we go, that's it finished now and all on the wall. I am absolutely loving it. I think it's one of my favourite frame upcycles. I'm not sure where my final place is going to be for this, but I'm going to find a spot for it where it really shines. If you've enjoyed this project as much as I've enjoyed this project, then check out the video I've got coming up next, because that's another brilliant frame upcycle. I love upcycling frames. And also, boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your crafting. Take care. Bye.